within the confines of the evil that stands within the borders of the Fright Zone, where Hordak rules with his minions, who are powerful beyond belief. There is an apprentice, acolyte, named Keldor, that hovers in the background. It is he that we will be reviewing today.
Super Dave here with another Super Dave review. Super Dave here with another Masters of the Universe Masterverse new Eternia figure. And this newest wave that's come out with 3 figures. We just took a look at Despera with Adora combo. And now it's time to look at the diabolical son of King Myro, brother to King Randor. That's right, it is Keldor. And what I see in this particular figure, the way they're doing it, is it encapsulates, in my opinion, we'll find out, the story of Keldor and how he became Skeletor. So this is exciting. There's a good look at him in there, and I love the artwork. That artwork is gorgeous. Not sure why they went with these colors, but, you know, it's different, and I like it. And look at who is behind him. A different version of Evil Lyn, and I must say, he's looking pretty stunning there. I like that. And there's the Beastman that we already have, which is cool. And then if we carry it on over to the back, you see that you have Keldor standing in all of his glory. You have him in a different form, and then yet with a different head sculpt and some more of his possibilities there. And just look at the backdrop, just beautiful backdrop, like he's standing in the moonlight of Eternia. But there is his bio. If you'd like to pause and read that now, you certainly can. And there's the other selling points. We've already looked at Despera, and we're looking at Keldor now, and next will be Dragstore. And then if we go on around to the next side, you see a nice artwork of Keldor's face there, a big version of it, and then you see him, oh no, melting away his face, becoming Skeletor. His face is melted away. He's all panicky there. So yeah, it's just, I love the way these boxes tell a story. Masterverse on the side there. Let's look at that artwork one more time. You see even Panther makes an appearance there, looking cool. So let's now go over to the Fright Zone and check out Keldor. And Keldor comes with only a couple of accessories, really. He only comes with one set of hands, and that's the ones that he's equipped with. They're horizontally hinged, weapon-holding hands. And he comes with a sword, as you can see there. Really nice-looking sword. It's kind of cheap and flimsy, but it gets the job done. The gold hilt, black shiny wrap with a fairly metallic blade, and you can see the holster there, little sheath area. He has his loincloth and his armor. I guess you could count that as an accessory. We don't normally though, unless they change clothes. The hood I will count as an accessory. And then he comes with 2 head sculpts. The one that you see here and this one, where the acid that was thrown on Keldor. You see his Gar ear there. It was like an elf ear. The Gar race of people had blue skin and pointy ears, but you can see that acid really did a number. It started melting the flesh right off of his skull. As you can see it beginning to show the details below the epidermis, and even completely boiling out or eating away like acid does his eye socket. Wow. And as I said, you can take off this hood, which is the same color as his cape. Let you see that on the back, that green. Let's see, there's neat pearlescent, almost metallic type jewels that are in those pauldrons or shoulder armor. Yeah, looking pretty cool. It's black on the back part of that loincloth, but it's purple the front of it. The gauntlets do spin, and we'll look at that in a moment. But let's look at this head sculpt a little better. You can see that he has his traditional long black flowing hair. Goes down his back there. So yeah, pretty good amount of hair. And there looks like some gray streaking going through the top crown of his head and even his sideburns, or the sides. The gray is coming through. He's looking up, those eyes just looking very distrustful, like he's shifty. He don't trust anybody. Like that chest armor, it's pretty nice, pretty good detail for Masterverse. And the loincloth does give us Skeletor vibes. Apparently he kept that style even after he became Skeletor. The white has been, a question to a lot of people, but hey, he's wearing a shirt instead of going around bare-chested. Kind of like Prince Adam back in the, vintage, where he had that tight shirt that shows every single muscle fiber. That's what Keldor is wearing too. He's wearing a very tight shirt with some chest armor over top of it, obviously. So there he is. So now let's take a look at Keldor's articulation. And Keldor, moving him on in here a little closer. He is not going to be able to look up pretty much any at all because of all that hair. It's a hard plastic, and it basically rests right over his shoulders and back there, so he's not going to look up, but he will be able to look down. Kind of gives you a stink face there. No head pivot really, but he will be able to turn side to side pretty good there. He's going to be able to get full 360. Whoops. And those pauldrons obviously pop off, and the pauldrons or the shoulder armor is what holds on the cape. So let me repair that. But it will go. I just put a little too much pressure on that. But these just pop in those peg holes on top, which also holds the cape on, as you can tell. But yes, he will be able to go 360. He also has bicep swivel. He has double jointed elbows, which gets good range. He also has swivel and hinge at those hands and the gauntlet swivels, as I mentioned earlier. He is going to be able to strike a T-pose very easily. He will also be able to crunch forward that much, and he will be able to bend back ever so slightly there. And he will also be able to go side to side. He also has that nice tripod, I call it fluid motion, there at the diaphragm. So you get the full hula hoop motion going on there, and you get the swivel at the waist. I'm going to go ahead and move the sword and show you that he gets full splits at the legs. Yes, he does have excellent drop down method, which is going to allow him to kick up a really nice amount. Really good there. He also has thigh rotation, double jointed knees, and everything is nice and tight. He also has boot cut with that really nice cuffed boot. He also gets full tiptoes, will go up all the way, and has excellent rockers with a peg hole in the bottom. So this Keldor has all the excellent articulation that we have come to expect from a Masterverse figure. Just showing you again, the hood is very soft plastic and can just drape right over top of that head, and it kind of looks like it goes along with that green cape. Now let's go ahead and pop off that head and take a look at his second head sculpt, because I have a feeling the articulation may be a little better with that. Yes, he's going to be able to look up an excellent amount. Let's see how that acid has done a number. You know, Skeletor's skull is kind of a yellowish green, and then bone too. Regardless of what you like, whether you like your Skeletor's skull being bone color, green, or yellow, you've got it all right here. So that was kind of smart on their part. You can even see some flesh. Neat looking. And it goes down all the way, touches his chest. He's even going to be able to get a little bit of head pivot, and of course look side to side. So pretty decent articulation for that head. Looks neat. Now if you wanted to, you could put the hood over that head sculpt as well. And of course you're going to still be able to maneuver it around if you do. Unfortunately, the jaw does not lower here. Seems like that's kind of a missed opportunity. Those teeth are really well done though. But overall, that's a really neat head sculpt, I think. Really cool looking head sculpt. You can see the eye still seen here. That eye socket has been eaten away on this side. Really neat. Good job. All right. Now let's do some comparisons. And here is our 3 Keldors. We have our classics Keldor, and we have our Revolution Keldor from the Netflix series that was voiced by William Shatner nonetheless. So there are 3 Keldors. They're very different. We have Happy Keldor. This is obviously him before he got entangled with Hordak. We have our young, naive Keldor who is seeking power. And we have our older Keldor whom Hordak uses to basically be like a shapeshifter or a ability to appear in a different form, but he was actually Skeletor. But at the time, the Netflix series is making believe that Prince Adam and most people on Eternia did not know that Skeletor was Keldor. So that allowed him to come back and try to claim the throne after King Randor died, which would allow Prince Adam to continue to be He-Man, since everybody now knows that he's He-Man in that series. So then we find out that Skeletor kind of has a memory glitch, since he was taken over by Motherboard and made kind of a cyborg, and that now he's almost like schizophrenic. Sometimes he's Keldor, sometimes he's Skeletor. He has flashbacks and stuff, and so Keldor almost becomes like a ghost to Skeletor. But anyway, that's in the short of it. The 2000X Mike Young production has King Randor and Keldor fighting. They were jealous of each other, or at least Keldor was jealous. And so Keldor here threw an acid, and this Keldor came with a little vial of acid, and I can't find it anywhere. I know I've got it in a little container, so I don't lose it. And guess what? I've lost the container. Cannot find the container. But he can hold it. That hand is actually perfect for him to hold that little vial of acid. But anyway, I wish he had come with a vial of acid. I've got this just to kind of illustrate here. But he throws the vial of acid at King Randor, and King Randor blocks it with his shield, I think it was, or he may have slashed it with his sword. But either way, the acid goes back onto Keldor, thus this happening. It began to melt off his blue skin, leaving only a skull in its place. So we have an evolution of Keldors, and I really like this one. When I first saw it, represented at San Diego Comic-Con, or was it New York Comic-Con, wherever it was, I wasn't so sure. I was like, this is going to be an off figure. He's going to be kind of weird. But I've actually ordered a second one because I want to be able to have all the iterations of this guy, and he's just looking really good. And I even like his white top now that I have him in hand, and this face. I mean, it makes more sense than him being just bare-chested. To me, it does. And you don't want him to have this much clothes on. And then this one also had a second head sculpt where he got the little smirk face and was allowed to wear the crown, which that crown is removable. But yeah, this is really a cool Keldor. I think it's an underrated figure. He has very limited articulation, which you can go back and check my video on Keldor. But overall, I think this figure was really cool. But this Keldor is off the chain. I've said, all along that, in my opinion, Masterverse is getting better and better and better. And there's no way this guy does not beat out Smiles over here. Even though it's cool, it's neat to have, a Keldor. I did not get the Origins one. Just not into the Origins stuff. I like Classics and I like Masterverse. And I hope one of the two series that's coming out that honors the movie, or the kid version. Something's going to be cool and not just Origins repackaged. I don't know, but I hope Masterverse continues. We were told at one point, the rumor I should say, was that this wave that has Keldor, Dragstore, and Dispara were our last Masterverse wave. But I read something last week that says no, we're going to continue releasing some, and it may be in small doses. Like in this wave, you only got 3 figures, but we'll see. But there you have it. There is our comparisons. Now I know it says that Keldor destroyed himself by trying to grab the powers of the universe and destroying Castle Grayskull, the fortress. But I like Mike Young's interpretation where Keldor and Randor are fighting. And I can't remember if it was a sword or a shield, but we're going to pretend it's the sword here that hits the vial when Keldor launches it at Randor with the intent of killing Randor with the acid, the flesh-eating acid, but it ricochets off his sword, breaks, and splashes back onto Keldor so that it melts his face instead. So there you go.
It ends here, Keldor.
It would appear so. But appearances can be deceiving!
In the name of Eternia, I arrest you for crimes against the...
My face!
No.
And thank you for joining us for this Super Dave review. This was fun to check out this new Eternia Keldor. Just so neat. Here's our new Etheria Hordak and new Eternia Randor, and they're just looking all so awesome together here. But thank you for joining us. Be blessed. Here's some photos in the photo gallery.